rise up and solve the great challenges of our time. We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for giving me a part of your afternoon. Larry Sharpe here, host of The Sharpe Way Show. Please follow me on YouTube, The Sharpe Way. And of course here on A Free Solution, WYSL, WENYENI in Elmira and Corning, The Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York, the cool Newark. Yes, I've been there many times. 585-346-3000. That's 3000 to give me a chat and to call me right or wrong or just tell me how handsome I am. And I am handsome. That's true. But that's not why you're listening, I hope, because you can't see me. So it doesn't really matter, does it? I want to talk about something local. And I know often I will go New York or sometimes I'll go the entire country. And I will touch some of that. But I want to talk specifically about the Buffalo Bills. Yes, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a New York City kid. I'm a Giant fan. And I know you're going to bug me and go, well, Larry, the Giants play in Jersey. That's true. That is accurate. There's a big however here. And the however is, when I was a kid in the 70s for a short time, the Giants played in Yankee Stadium. And I was raised as a kid in the Bronx. And I remember that time. So I've always been a Giant fan since then. So, sorry, guys. I'm a Giant fan. I still love the Bills, but I'm Giants first. Bills maybe second or third. Jets are okay. I live in Queens now, so I guess I should care about the Jets. But it's okay. They all play in Jersey now anyway. But the Jets used to play in Queens, so I guess I'm a used to guy. Anyway, I've yapped away about this. I want to go back to the Bills. Now, the Bills are playing. So don't we want people, particularly in Western New York, but all over the country, to watch the game? Of course we do. A thing that people like to do is to watch a game with others, right? It sounds crazy, but it's a very common thing. You see TV shows about it, right? People in their homes watching, or people in the bar or the club or in the diner or whatever, not maybe the diner, pub, watching the game. Part of who we are as Americans, as New Yorkers, right? Watching the Bills. Well, we can't do it now. Not in restaurants. Because the government has said, no, we're not going to change anything. We're not going to change our restrictions. We're not going to change anything. This is not special. This is not special. Why is this not special? Now you might say, well, Larry, it's clear. It's about safety, right? Obviously, the government cares about us, and our Lord and Master, our King, His Majesty King Cuomo II, all hail the King. Obviously, he loves his peasants. He is a generous God, and he is going to keep us safe, right? Of course. Not even close. And I'm not joking when I say that. I'm very serious when I say that. It's not even close. Well, Larry, how can you say that? If people are in pubs, they'll get together. True. But if we can't get together to watch a game that we enjoy as just humans, as people, where are we going to go? To our homes. Of course you are. People are going to invite people to their homes. And now they're going to sit in their homes. And where have over 75% of all the new COVID cases come from? In our homes. In our homes. They literally call it living room. Was it the living room spread? Yeah. In-home spread is where 3 out of 4 of all the new COVID cases are coming from. And we're in a horrible curve, which is not even a curve anymore. We're in a horrible spike. And it's all happening from home. So what should we do? Go home. What? How are you telling me we're going to wear masks in our home? Of course not. Are you telling me that we're going to adhere to any safety in our homes? Of course not. But would we do so in pubs? Of course we would, because the pub owners would be concerned. Of course we would. Literally, it would be safe in the pub. But Larry, people are going to be drinking and getting drunk. They're going to be drinking and getting drunk in their homes too. Yeah. They can be drinking, getting drunk in their homes too. But at least if you're in a pub, when you get up and walk around, the pub owners are like, come on, guy, put your mask on, whatever. So look, am I saying that the pubs are perfect? Of course not. But when we do these things that bring us together again, there's going to be a chance of having an increased spread. That's going to happen. You cannot stop humans from being humans. You can try, but it never works. It just creates more violence. So why am I so up in arms about this thing that seems so minimal? Larry, it's a football game. Why are why are your underwear all in a bunch over this? And they are. I'm triggered. I am. I'm upset about this. It's obvious. Because it's the principle, which is one thing, but the more important piece, even the principle, it's a microcosm of this entire thing. People want to get together to watch things. It's who we are. Every country, every background, everything. Even if you hate football, then you'll watch soccer together, or you'll watch a TV show together, or you'll watch your favorite movie together. Whatever. We like doing that. You can't legislate that away. It's impossible. So why wouldn't you actually make it as safe as you could make it? And let people go into the pubs and bars and have at least somebody go, hey, man, you should put your mask on, man. Someone will do it. At least then you'd only sit in your own groups. You'd enjoy yourself there. But Larry, they might get sick. You're right. But isn't it worse if we could no longer be human? If you can't be human and do the most basic thing, sit with the people you care about, whether they're friends or family or a combination, and watch the thing that you enjoy, why are we even around? And that's happening again and again and again. And every one of you listening, if you're listening right now, either you or your family, or for sure somebody you know, but probably you or your family, is suffering. Suffering from the inability to just be human. And the government is the one stopping us. They will tell you, and you saw it with His Majesty's address, State of the State on Monday, COVID has done all these things. COVID has done all these things. With respect, Your Majesty, let me correct you. COVID didn't do any of this. COVID did kill people. That's true. COVID did hurt some people. That's true. Absolutely. But what destroyed us was your response to COVID. The government response to COVID is what is destroying us for the long term. COVID is a short-term pain. It is a short-term attack upon us, and particularly our elderly. But it's not destroying us. Our government is. Now we can't even be human. They can't even let us watch a Bills game because why? It's actually about two other things. One, precedent of control. Yes, I'm talking about control today. If they can control this, they can control anything. If they can control your house, they can control you. If they can control your pub, they can control this. You see all the lawsuits going up there, all the lawsuits trying to stop Cuomo, and does he stop? No, he keeps throwing more out and making you sue again and sue again and sue again. Because what's actually happening here is two things. One, the wealthy are able to sue. So the wealthy have an advantage, as is usual. But I thought His Majesty cared about the poor people. He doesn't. He's setting up a system to where the wealthy who can afford lawyers, they're able to sue and win. You know, he's not fighting Walmart, Dollar General. These guys have tons of money. They're all over the place. Right? One of my friends says, find an empty place of land in New York State, Western New York, and you water it, and a Dollar General pops up. So, yes, they have tons of money. They're not fighting. It's the average Joe Schmo who's trying to fight and struggling. But there's something else he's creating. He's finding out how far he can go. He's pushing it to see exactly how far he can go. And that's the precedent of control. And sadly, it's working. But how can he do this? Because the environment that we have allowed to exist. One, a liability. Two, politics. In politics, this is what happens. We reward a politician for this. Because if a politician does everything he or she can to try to control everything, and we still get sick or get hurt, he says, well, look, I did everything I could do. See, I did everything possible. You can't blame me. Please vote for me again. And if she does everything she can do and no one dies or very few people die or get hurt, she says, see, it's because of my power and strength and intellect. See how amazing I am? You have to vote for me. So we've set up a system to where no matter what they win. And then we're mad because they win. We need change. Real change. We need a solution. A free solution. Yes, we do. Larry Sharpe here in A Free Solution, host of the Sharpe Way Show, 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
When you've been seriously injured in a car crash, you need a lawyer who knows how to beat the big insurance companies. Call me and I'll take them on so you can focus on your health and family.
Car crash, call Salino. Salino, call Salino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester. A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey guys, Larry Sharpe here. Thank you so much for giving me a part of your afternoon here on A Free Solution, host of The Sharpe Way Show. Please follow me on Facebook, The Sharpe Way. I'm here on WYSL, WENYENI, Elmira and Corning, The Patriot, WACK, Newark. Reach out to me, 585-346-3000, 3000. I was talking before the break about the environment that we have allowed to take root here. Not just New York, in New York specifically, but the entire country. The idea that a politician has to be active, has to do something, right? We got to do something. I hear that all the time. If they don't do everything, you got to do everything possible. And it's always the if one person dies or if one person can be saved, we should do everything. With that environment, we are asking for control. We're begging for control, so they control us. And it sounds good when it's somebody else, but then what happens when it's my home? When it's my place? Then it's different. And we saw that with the Capitol. When people went into their house, into their cathedral, then all of a sudden, oh my God, now the world's ending, right? When they were trashing other people's homes, other people's businesses, that's bad. Oh, this is our house. Oh, we can't have that. That's what we have to accept. That it doesn't matter if it's your house or my house or their house. Clearly, I'm a libertarian, and most people connect the libertarian to the phrase, don't tread on me. I want to get rid of that connection. I don't like don't tread on me. I like don't tread on anybody. Don't tread on anybody. Let everybody be who they want to be. When I was running for office, a lot of people were surprised at some of the policies that I took, some of the movements that I got behind. I was very much pro 2A. I still am. I don't own a firearm. I live in New York City. I'd be asking to go to jail to own a firearm. I don't own one. But you know what? It's a right. I don't think everybody should own a gun. You should only own a gun if you want to own a gun. Please, if you don't, don't. You know, it's a right, not a requirement. Do what you feel is appropriate. So people are surprised. Larry, you don't own a gun? Of course not. I live in Queens. Of course not. So why are you so pro 2A? Because it's still your right. That's the reason. It doesn't have to be. I don't have to take advantage of it. But it's still yours. I supported repairing and fixing family law, family courts in New York State. People would say, Larry, please tell me a divorce story. I don't have one. I've been married 20 years. I've never been through it. But many people have. And we should reform it. It's a problem. So we should get behind it. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Families kind of matter in that. So let's fix it. I supported the vaping industry. I don't vape. I'm the squarest guy you know. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any type of drug except caffeine, I guess, if you count that. That's about it. But it's your right. If you want to vape, vape. Do your thing. I support cannabis legalization. I don't do cannabis. Again and again and again. I'm trying to be the change that I want to see. Just because it doesn't go to your house doesn't mean it's bad. I'm sorry, doesn't mean it's good. Just because it goes to your house doesn't mean it's good. It's bad because it's bad. That's our environment. The next thing we've dealt with is this liability issue. If anything goes wrong, it's always somebody's fault. If it's always somebody else's fault, then those people who are in the leadership role are always going to do everything they possibly can to end liability, to stop liability. Doesn't matter who they crush. These are the things we have to adjust. This is the environment we have to somehow fix. Individual responsibility and the respect of other people's rights. If we actually do that, you will see things change. If we don't, it's just talk. People got mad at me this year, or last year, I should say, 2020. Larry, why didn't you get directly behind Trump? All my left friends, why didn't you totally get, behind Biden or denounce Trump? And I said, why? Whether Trump wins or loses, and that's what I thought last year, it's just 4 more years of him, and then we get another Biden or a Kamala, whatever, 4 years later. No change. The environment hasn't changed. If you hear me talk, I'm constantly talking about changing the environment. I can't control every individual. I wouldn't want to, and I can't anyway, and neither can you or anybody else. But can I make an environment to where people will generally be better? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can. Will there be the bad people who do bad things and need to go to jail? Yes. That's going to happen no matter what we do. Can we make less of them? Yes, we can. 100%. That can be done. It's changing environment. This is what I'm talking about. And I know I bug you guys on this all the time, and I'm not going to stop because this is the way we can, this is the future. The future is getting us to understand that and to change. It's not happening though. And I'm going to give you an example of what I just talked about. Now that riots and protests have come into the Cathedral of D.C., now we got to act again. Who is asking the most important question, which is, why in the world did people riot and protest in the summer? And why in the world did people riot and protest in D.C.? And why did they go into the Capitol? No one's asking that question. All they're asking is, who did it so we can punish? Who's responsible? Liability, so we can punish. And let's double down on everything because politics, precedent of control, and I gotta do everything to stop someone from being hurt. If we can just save one congressman, we'll do everything. And now walls are coming up. Remember how Democrats hated walls? They hated them on the border. Love them outside the Capitol now. All of a sudden, walls work. They don't work. Change the environment. You don't need walls. Change the environment. You don't need these laws. I don't like walls. I like good environments. That's what I like. No one's asking that question. The people who did what they did it because of how they felt, what they believed, all their problems, all their issues, not being heard. So what are we telling them to do? Shut up. Shut up. We're going to make sure that you can't be on social media. We're going to make sure you're mad because you can't be heard. Now you'll never be heard. That'll fix it. That's literally what we're doing. We're doubling down on everything. We're doubling down on impeachment. Already done. Doubling down on social media. Doubling down on financial punishment. We're firing people now. We're making no-fly lists. Right? Our amazing and awesome Senator Chuck Schumer, I'm obviously kidding, decided, you know what the right answer is? Putting all the people who are down that they know on no-fly lists. Because that'll stop them. He's never heard of a bus, I guess. Or he's never heard of a SUV. He hasn't figured that out. Train. He hasn't figured that out, I guess. So put him on no-fly lists. That'll stop him. Because the more we punish, the more we hurt them, the more we isolate them, the more we make sure they can't be heard, now all of a sudden they'll become Democrats? Is that how that works? I don't think so. The more we punish, the worse it gets. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Does not work. And if you haven't heard this latest one, now we're going to gun control. The only person that was shot by a gun was the person shot by the Capitol cops or the Capitol security. But so you know what we need? Gun control. What? But we're doing it even one further, which is amazing. Now we're trying, I don't know if you heard this one, now we're trying to go not just licensing to own a gun, but licensing to purchase ammo. Wow. This is going to Japanese-style gun control. For those of you who don't know, several hundred years ago, I'm going to guess about 400 years ago, the Japanese government went over what's called the Tai-Ho sword hunt. You can look it up if you care. They literally went house to house taking all the swords. That was the beginning of control 400 years ago in Japan. Hasn't stopped since. That was the precedent of control that I've been talking about. And since then, the Japanese government literally can regulate, control every single weapon in Japanese homes, period. That was the beginning 400 years ago, and it hasn't stopped since then. That's what they've been doing. They actually had a class of people called samurai, as I'm sure many of you heard of. The samurai were about 7. Only they could have swords. Just the elites. Are we seeing that now? Yeah. We've got to change our environment, guys. We just have to. Punishment is not the only answer. There is another solution. Yep. It's a free solution. Larry Sharpe here on our free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
support violence. AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. We're looking at plenty of clouds out there, nothing more than a little sprinkle or a flurry. Temps in the low 30s on Friday, mostly cloudy, mainly dry through the day. Mild, we'll be up near 40, maybe 45. Some rain will come in Friday night. Turns colder over the weekend, a few flurries and lake effect snow showers in the 30s, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm Rich Cornelia, WYSL.
Right now is a great time to shop at Victor Chevrolet. Come see how easy it is to do business with us. Winter driving is safe and fun when you drive a 2020 Equinox front-wheel drive LS. Own it for just $299 a month for 84 months, up to $8,400 off.
All factory rebates, incentives, and discounts apply.
Or lease a 2021 Equinox front-wheel drive LS for just $189 a month for 39 months. Enjoy the versatility of a tough and roomy 2021 Trailblazer LS. Lease it for only $149 a month for 39 months. Or you can lease a 2021 Chevy Traverse LS all-wheel drive for just $319 a month for 39 months.
Equinox, Traverse, or Trailblazer must have any current lease in household. 10,000 miles per year. $2,500 cash or trade. First payment, tax, acquisition, and DMV fees are all due at signing for all leases.
Tier 1 credit approval required. And absolutely all deals end 1/31/2021. This winter, find new roads at Victor Chevrolet, Route 96 in Victor.
Visit VictorChevrolet.com.
Tax season is upon us once again. Whether you're looking for small business or individual tax return services, you need to know how the recent CARES Act provisions have affected your tax situation. Issues to consider: stimulus checks, early retirement distributions, PPP loans, and much more. Better get the A-team on your side. Paget Business Services in Caledonia has the experience and expertise to help benefit you the most. They use state-of-the-art tax software, and owner Ben Guerrera has many years of experience. This year, with new COVID-related changes, don't even think about struggling with generic tax prep software or trying to work with a relative or friend. There's a lot new to know. So call Paget Business Services in Caledonia to make your tax appointment. Get peace of mind this tax season and head into 2021 with confidence. Paget Business Services, preparing individual and small business tax returns since 1991. Call 538-2501. That's 538-2501. You can also visit their website at PagetBusinessServices.com/Caledonia.
Geneseo Hardware and Rental has a new expanded location on Route 28, east of the village of Geneseo. Over 6,000 square feet with a large selection of plumbing, electrical, home and garden, and much more. Geneseo Hardware offers Valspar paint, a wide selection of rental items, plus screen and window repair. Get personalized service at the new, bigger location. Geneseo Hardware and Rental, Route 28, next to Wegmans Plaza. Visit Geneseo-rental.com.
Gift certificates now available.
When Josh took a direct support job with Heritage Christian Services, he got a great start at making money and making a difference.
Heritage Christian Services is really all about people. We support people with developmental disabilities, but it's about so much more. One day you might be helping somebody who's trying to learn how to read. Another day you might be taking somebody to a Bills game. I love the benefits of Heritage. The PTO is amazing, and the number of holidays we have is awesome.
Apply for a direct support role at Heritage Christian Services. Visit directsupport.org. That's directsupport.org.
Looking for a beautiful Brockport home that's close to everything? The Meadows Apartments in Brockport are just minutes from the Central School and SUNY Brockport campuses. Convenient to Lake Ontario, shopping, parks, and restaurants. Choose from 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments in our village community with many amenities. The Meadows Apartment community in Brockport features a swimming pool and convenient in-building laundry centers. Come take an apartment tour and meet our friendly and knowledgeable on-site staff on Ellis Drive in Brockport, or visit themeadowsny.com to learn more.
Sheriff Thomas Doherty would like to remind us to make sure we are riding our snowmobiles safely this season. Remember your defensive driving skills. Always be alert for potential danger. Watch out for thin ice, unforeseen obstacles under the snow, trees, and branches on the trails. Don't drink and drive your snowmobile. Be especially alert and careful when riding at night and on the ice. Make sure you are dressed properly for the weather and have quality sunglasses to avoid snow blindness. You should have a basic repair kit on hand if the need arises.
Blackhawk Lock and Key is more than just locksmith services. Blackhawk offers a wide variety of safes from residential to commercial, as well as gun safes and pistol vaults. Visit the shop at 1246 Long Pond Road. Visit blackhawklockandkey.com.
A Rochester favorite since 1880, Zweigle's is celebrating a milestone anniversary, serving up red hots, white hots, sausage, meatballs, and more. Zweigle's, over 140 years and still popping.
How would you like it today? How do you like your Zweigle's?
A free solution.
Hey guys, glad you are here on a free solution. Larry Sharp, host of The Sharp Way Show. Please follow me on Twitter, The Sharp Way, here on WYSL, WENYENI, Elmira Corning, The Patriot, and of course WACK in Newark, New York, 585-346-3000. You know, last time we talked, I was doing like a World War I history thing. Today I'm doing Japanese history, I guess. I actually made an error. I called it the Tai-Ho sword hunt. It is the Tai-Ko sword hunt. I know some of you were mad at me. I'm sure you're like, wait, it's not that. I'm teasing. But my memory actually was off here. I'm over 50, see? That's why my memory failed me. But it's Tai-Ko sword hunt that happened in 1588 to 1590 in Japan, when the Japanese government, a new Japanese boss, a Japanese warlord, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, came by and said, I'm going to take all your swords, your bows, your spears. You can't have weapons because you know what? I just won a civil war and I am not going to let you fight me at all. And it actually worked. There was virtually no civil wars in Japan for about 300 years. I mean, it worked for a very long time. It was very effective in pacifying the Japanese people. Now, you might say, well, Larry, that sounds great. There was peace. Well, if all you care about is being safe and being in a prison, then yeah, I guess that's true. But if you don't want to be oppressed by an elite class of samurai, that's about 7% of the population, for the next 400 years, I would say that was a bad thing. I think people like the Russians, who spent 300 years under the Romanov family as serfs and almost slaves, I think they would say it's a bad thing too. But every single one of those started with a precedent of control. And I know I keep saying that because it matters. The more this happens, the more we have a situation that we may not be able to recover from. I mean, think about this. You guys probably heard the A416 bill, what people are calling the detention camp bill. What a terrible name for it, but I get it. I mean, it's fear-mongering, and maybe it's valuable. It's a bill in New York State where they cannot detain you if they think you're sick. How is that even possible? How can the government detain you if they think you're sick? Well, crisis. Crisis is what causes control. Americans who are afraid so often just give away our freedoms like there's no tomorrow. I'm afraid, so take my freedoms, but not just take my freedoms. I'm afraid, so take everybody else's freedoms. I actually don't mind if you want to give up your freedoms because you're afraid. I'm okay with that. And for some people, that's what they want to do. You know what? Go ahead. If you think you're afraid, you want to lock yourself in your house and not go out, all good. Your life, do you make yourself happy? Life is good. But why do you force everybody else? The story I bring up often is a woman who I met many years ago. She was a complete and total pacifist, and I get that, and I respected that. She hated guns, thought guns were a terrible idea. Terrible idea. And she said, I would never use a gun. I would never hurt. I would never use violence no matter what. And of course, someone who was talking with us, of course, put up the, well, what if you were about to be raped? And she knew that was coming and actually was prepared for that question. And she said, it's actually happened to me before. I was in a situation where a man was trying to rape me, and I talked my way out of it. I refused to be violent. I wouldn't do it. And the guy said, well, what if you couldn't have done that? She said, then I would have been raped. She just refused. She refused to use violence and use a gun ever. And so I, of course, asked her, would you stop somebody else from using a gun or being violent and stopping that? She said no. We should all be that way. She is living her values and allowing everyone else to live their values. People ask me, Larry, are you pro-gun? And I say, I'm actually pro-2A. And there's a difference. Pro-gun means you like guns, you want people to have guns, everybody should have guns. No, I'm pro-2A. You should defend yourself in any way you see fit, to include gun, or to include your words and your wit, if that's what you want. You should live your values, defend yourself your way. So if you want to lock yourself away, go ahead. If you want to defend yourself, go ahead. The more we have that, then there's no such thing as a detention camp bill. There's no such thing as a Tyco sword hunt, or what our equivalent will be creating a law that you have to have a license to have guns and a license to purchase ammunition and possess ammunition. So now the government can go in house by house and say, do you have a license? Oh, your license expired. Let me take all your guns and all your ammo. It's the same thing. If we actually thought people can just be themselves, would be okay. Now, I know people who are liberal or conservative often go, no, the world should be more liberal, or no, the world should be more conservative. Okay. Are you prepared to have the government enforce that? And many people say yes. That's our problem. That's why I wasn't rushing to get behind Trump or rushing to deny and denounce Trump. Because now I just go from one to the other. And to Obama's words, elections have consequences. So when the Democrats win, they dominate you. When Republicans win, they dominate you. I have an idea. Nobody dominates you. But wait a minute, Larry. Nobody dominates us. How are we going to do things like get our population vaccinated, like make sure people have jobs, like make sure people are healthy? How can we do that without it? I'll give you a great local example. I brought up Dollar General earlier. I'll bring it up again. Dollar General wants their people to be vaccinated. That's what they want. Good for them. They have every right to want that. Good for them. What they decided is, if you get vaccinated, they will give you 4 days' pay. Yeah. What a very nice incentive. Hey, we'd like you to get vaccinated. If you do that, we will give you 4 days' pay. Now, this gets someone to go, wait a minute. I would like 4 days' pay. I'll get vaccinated. If you are someone who doesn't care, you'll get vaccinated. If you want to get vaccinated already, you'll rush. If you don't want to get vaccinated, 4 days' pay is probably not going to convince you to get vaccinated. Which is why I like it's just enough to nudge. If you want it, you'll get it faster. If you're on the border, you'll probably get it. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it still. You don't want it. It's not going to be worth the 4 days' pay. This is a type of nudges that I love. This is a type that gets us to just, you get to pick to do it. You get nudged to do it. And you know, if you really don't like it, you go, nah, 4 days pay, not worth it. I don't want to do it. There are many ways we can move people to getting what we want done. There are many ways we can move people to choose the right things for us. Of course we can. His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh hail the king, he said he wanted to get 70 to 80% of New Yorkers vaccinated. If companies would do things like Dollar General, that would happen easily. Easily. And you wouldn't have to force anybody. No need for detention camps. No need for forced vaccinations. No need for any of that stuff. Enough people want it. Enough people are on the fence. They'll just do it. Boom. 80% done. Move on. Those who don't want it don't have to get it. And maybe they'll decide to get it later. Or whatever. Look. I'll go back to the first piece I talked about. When people are doing things we don't like, we don't bother asking why. We just start punishing. There are so many people who aren't getting the vaccines who are actually medical personnel. And instead of asking them why, what's going on, how do we get them to take it, or maybe they shouldn't, either one, we create more rules, more regulations, more punishments. Is that the answer? Is it working? No. You know what is working? What's being done in Florida. I know it's embarrassing that Florida is doing better than us. Florida just said, hey, if you're over 75, go get a vaccine. Show an ID showing you're over 75, go get it. And then once that's gone, do 65, just go. That's it. Done. No special crazy plan, no details, no fines, no fees. Just do it. It's working better than us. They're not throwing out vaccines there. We are. They're not having problems. We are. We can't figure out that violence is the answer. Understand why people do things, and then change the environment. People aren't as bad as we think they are. Again and again, they awe us. Again and again, they impress us. If we just create an environment for people to impress us, we'll be impressed. It's how it works. Am I crazy? Tell me. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharpe, host of the Sharpe Way Show, here on A Free Solution. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Free solution.
Hey guys, welcome back to A Free Solution. Thank you so much for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. Larry Sharpe here, host of The Sharpe Way Show. Also here, WYSL, WENYENI, Elmira Corning, The Patriot, WACK, Newark, New York. 585-346-3000. Before the break, I was talking heavily about the same concept I kept putting up front, which is the precedent of control. The idea of using violence and aggression and new rules and regulations to try to control people and to push them into some form of perfection. But doing that makes things worse and takes us away from being human. Any good system any good system that has humans in it is going to realize that we are imperfect, is going to realize that we're going to make mistakes and screw up, and is going to be able to deal with that and to get us back in action as fast as possible. It's going to be as flexible as it can be. I mean, our Constitution talks about this. Our Declaration of Independence talks about this. The concepts are all about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Not happiness, the pursuit of it. Knowing that we will fail and fall down and get back up and be wrong about what we think makes us happy. Also part of being human. Also the idea that it will be better for a guilty person to go free than an innocent person to be imprisoned. Think about that concept that we had when this country began. That's gone now. Now it's arrest everybody, put them all away, and ask questions later. Put them all away and ask questions later. This is the wrong answer. This idea is just going to make things worse and worse, and we see it happening now. I know I keep bringing up what happened in the Capitol. I bring it up because this was the crisis that is going to create so much control, so much punishment. And they're starting by punishing Trump, and I get that. And I know some of you Trump supporters are angry about that. I'm not crazy angry about that, to be full with you. I mean, Trump's a big boy. He's playing a big game. It's going to happen. I get it. I'm far more worried about the guilt by association. I'm far more worried about supporters who are being punished. I'm far more worried about people who were in the area or his associates, about them being punished. I'm far more worried about that. Far more. Because as you start punishing all of them and deplatforming them and taking away their jobs and putting them in jail and prison, all it does is move them out of the mainstream, isolating them more, hurting them more, making them angrier, making them more, having a higher chance for violence than they've ever had. When you put people in a desperate environment, they will act desperately. Yes. So why would we make their environment even more desperate? Why would we take people who are screaming out because they believe they're not being heard, and why are we now validating all their conspiracies and all their concerns and all their worries? We're validating it as a country, going, yeah, see? You guys, go there, shut up. You get to be deplatformed. Goodbye. Because it feels right. Or because we have to do everything possible to make sure this never happens again. Yeah. There goes that cancel culture. There goes that zero tolerance environment. There goes an environment that has no flexibility, that hurts everybody. I would ask you that if you lean left or you're on the left and you hate Trump and you can't stand Republicans, I get it. I know many people like that here in New York City. Lots of them. If that's who you are and you're listening, I would ask you. You won. Clearly. You're winning. Right? I got it. You're winning. You're going to have the presidency. You're going to have the Congress. It's clear. You don't have to be a jerk. You can be magnanimous in this. Because the reality of it is, Bush gave us Obama. Obama gave us Trump. Trump gave us Biden. Biden's going to give us someone from the right again. And when that person from the right comes in, you don't want the right to be jerks. So you should not be jerks. Because it's going to swap again. Will it be 4 years or 8 years? I don't know. But one of them, it's going to be one of them. And when that happens, you don't want them being jerks. So don't be a jerk. Accept this is yours now. Here's your time. Good for you. Don't be a jerk. You don't have to keep punishing. And if you watch CNN, and sadly I watch both CNN and Fox because I have to for what I do, all I see on CNN is, people have to be held accountable. We got to punish them all. We got to get them all. This is how we're going to get them. We're going to set up panels and get them. Are you kidding me? What happens when the right's in charge? You want them setting up panels too? Let's not do this. If you're on the left or you lean left, and you're happy Trump lost, and you're happy the Democrats are winning, I got it, good for you. That's where your politics are. Awesome. You don't have to be a jerk about it. If you're on the right, you support Trump or you support Republicans, and you're mad, you're upset, you're beside yourself with how this happened, and you're upset. I get it. I hear you. My libertarians lose every single election. Welcome to the club, right? The system's been against us for 40 some odd years. So I get it completely. I'm asking you the same thing that I do. Look to the future. Look to the future. That's the most important thing. If you think Trump is your guy, I got it. Then help him move to the future. If the system's broken, then help fix it. If the elections are broken, then help fix them. If Trump's not your guy anymore and you think Republicans need to have some other guy, find that guy. Or gal. I shouldn't be sexist. I'm sorry. Or find that guy or that gal. Whoever that person is, find that person. If none of them seem good to you, guess what? Libertarian Party's here. We are here. Arms wide open. Happy to take you in. You can be as liberal or as conservative as you want to be, as long as you're saying to yourself, guys, just leave me alone. Let me be me, and I'll let you be you. Our arms are wide open. A lot of people say all the time, I hear it, you libertarians, you guys are kind of physically conservative and you kind of socially liberal. That's not actually true. The party as a whole kind of becomes that kinda, but the individuals in the party are very diverse. There are people who are super conservative in our party and super liberal in our party. The difference is they just want to be left alone. That's it. They don't mind if you were the opposite. Leave them alone. That's it. It isn't that crazy. I think now is the time to think about that. I remember someone in the news talking about the new social media platforms that people on the right are starting to use as they get deplatformed from the major ones, from the Twitters of the world, the Facebooks of the world. And the funny part is, I've actually seen a drop in my Facebook and Twitter followers because somebody got banned. That many of them were my followers. So I'm like, whoa, they're banning so many people. Now I'm getting hurt by it. They haven't banned me yet. The future, who knows? But they haven't banned me yet. I'm just watching them just go away. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? You guys mad at me? And then I'm realizing, no, they're just getting banned. But one guy actually said, you got to watch these other, these other platforms. Think about it. Signal, one of the platforms. He goes, Snowden uses that. Think about that. And I thought to myself, that should tell you something. That what we're doing is now pushing people into a world that the government can't reach. Because they don't trust the government. Like Snowden doesn't. And Snowden shouldn't. That's a smart move for Snowden. But why would we move more people into that? More people into a world of isolation. More people into a world of an echo chamber. That's the wrong answer. Look, I'm the optimist. You know I am. I wear my libertarianism and optimism on my sleeve because I actually love people and trust them. I do. And I love you and I trust you. So make sure you keep listening to A Free Solution. I'm Larry Sharpe, host of The Sharpe Way Show. Follow me on all the internet things. I will see you all very soon.